Uh-oh, your hose has sprung some leaks. But how? It just arrived on site and it seemed like you did everything right. Let's take a closer look at what often goes wrong. Even though hoses are made from metal, they're a much thinner material with a more complex design than pipe, so they need to be handled with more care. Aha! When the hose was pulled off the truck, it got twisted, stressing the material. You need at least 3 people to move the ends and center in unison so you don't twist the hose. Looks like the braid also got damaged by pulling it off the pile and dragging it over the ground, compromising the pressure carrying capacity and potentially exposing the hose underneath. If you need to move hoses long distances, use wheeled crates or a crane. The leaks are near the end fittings. With the pump on the truck, the slope is too steep. That caused overbending, stressing the hose. Use a ramp or bring the pump to ground level for a gentler curve. Ideally, bends should be as far from end fittings as possible. Overbending can also happen when there aren't enough people carrying the hose. A third person supporting the hose from the middle will prevent this. For smaller diameters, resist the urge to pre-flex the hose before installing it, since this leads to overbending as well. Here are a couple other common mistakes to avoid. Be careful about not over-pressurizing the hose. Check the published pressure limits and stay within them. Make sure clamps on hose aren't too tight. This can restrict movement, keeping the hoses from working as they should. The friction can also damage the braid. The best solution is to affix hose covers to the end fittings rather than to the braided hose section of the assembly. Don't leave hoses outside between jobs. Stainless steel may be corrosion resistant, but it's not corrosion proof. Additionally, twisting and abrasion damage are likely when hoses are stored in piles. Store them in one layer, on racks or shelves if possible. These are the common mistakes of hose handling. Avoid them, and you'll be less likely to have hoses that fail, ensuring a smoother operation without interruptions.